Assalamualaikum. This video is going to explain the summary of a sociology journal called The Role of Social Connection in Social Network Sites and Its Well-Being. The journal suggests that social network sites benefit their user when they are used to make meaningful social connections and harm their user through pitfalls such as isolation and social comparison when they are not. The internet is the latest example of this trend. Initial studies on internet suggested negative consequences for users' offline social network and social integration. For instance, the HomeNet study, which put computers in the homes of new internet users, discovered a correlation between growing internet use and shrinking social network as well as rising rate of sadness and loneliness. This discovery was quickly supported by additional research that claimed using the internet replaced more helpful face-to-face socialization. Next, association between use of social network sites and lower well-being. There is a several amount of research that show the links between social networking site use and decreased well-being. According to the framework, people who use social networking sites in ways that does not satisfy their requirement for acceptance and belonging are more likely to have negative effects. These actions are not unique to these websites, or rather, they can be seen as the usual dangers of social engagement in an unfamiliar setting. The first of this pitfall is isolation. Although it might seem strange to be isolated on a social network site, research supports that there is a link between Facebook use and loneliness. This link is likely to be bidirectional. Lonely people are more drawn to mediated communication, but social network sites may also open the door to loneliness if they are used for social snacking or temporary but illusory fulfillment of social needs. For example, social networking platforms enable various activities that feel social but are not interactive, such as snooping on strangers' profile or passively reading Instagram feed. Users who engage in these activities could feel as though their immediate social requirements have been satisfied. However, because they don't promote interpersonal connection, these activities ultimately lead to a shortage of crucial relational resources like social support. Next, association between use of social network sites and higher well-being. Connection promoting use of social network sites, on the other hand, may benefit users by helping them meet need for acceptance and belonging. Several of research has demonstrated that high-quality romantic relationships are crucial to enjoyment, health, and even longevity. This is probably because regular contacts between relational partners enable them to show each other that they are receptive, accepting, and caring of one another's needs. For instance, the responsiveness of a partner's response when someone self-discloses to them in relationship predicts the development of intimacy in that connection. Self-disclosure is particularly relevant because technology-mediated self-disclosure is at least as frequent and as meaningful as face-to-face self-disclosure and may have greater implication for increasing intimacy. Looking specifically at social networking sites, researchers discovered that increased use of Facebook mediates a relationship between good sentiments regarding online social connection and relational intimacy. These results imply that user disclosures made through social networking sites may have the same relationship advantages as disclosures made in person. Social networking sites should improve well-being to the extent that they are utilized in the service of connection. If they can be used to build relationships by enhancing intimacy, and strong connections are linked to well-being. Next, behavior on social network sites and well-being. Studying particular behavior would enable researchers to determine whether using social networking sites to foster connection is advantageous or damaging, depending on whether using them to foster connection is useful. In reality, depending on behavioral criteria that fit with our difference between use that promotes connection and use that doesn't. A small fraction of studies on Facebook use have identified both positive and negative results. These studies offer essential proof that the success of using social networking sites depends on making decisions that minimize its risks and enhance its advantages. For instance, one study indicated that while having more Facebook friends is positively connected with college adjustment for college seniors, it is inversely correlated with college adjustment for first-year college students. The author hypothesized that while first-year students use Facebook to focus on social network they have left behind, seniors use Facebook to interact with local friends. The former may encourage sentiments of integration and connections with one's existing environment, whilst the latter would suppress those feelings. In conclusion, while it may be tempting to look for a straightforward impact of social networking sites on well-being, the evidence is best understood by distinguishing between users that promotes connection and users that doesn't. Positive correlation between well-being and social networking site users are often associated with the advantages of increased connection, such as social support, whereas negative correlations are associated with action that do not fulfill users' desires for acceptance and belonging. Further research must concentrate on identifying additional advantage and disadvantage behavior for users of these sites and spreading this knowledge to educate their actions and decisions. If social networking sites are to serve as constructive instruments that promote healthy relationships,